There's just 1 week left in the regular season in Summit League softball. The top 4 teams qualify for the postseason tournament. The University of South Dakota had a chance over the weekend to win their way into that tournament, and they did with a sweep of Kansas City. Pick it up in Game 2 on Saturday on a lovely afternoon in Vermilion, by the way, and great catch in left by USD freshman Katie Cochran. USD leading 3-1, and the Coyotes get 5 more in the 6th inning. Lindsey Boyd with the squeeze, and Christine Broders slides in there safe. 5-1 Coyotes. Katie Denning is out at first, but drives in a run here to put the Coyotes up 6-1. Next batter, Yvonne Minogue with an RBI single as Lindsey Boyd will come around and score. 7-1 Coyotes, and they tack on one more. Hancock with the hit. Minogue will score, and the Coyotes take this ball game against Kansas City. 8-1 is the final. South Dakota keeps it rolling. Game 3 was on Sunday. After they finish up this one and tied 1-1 in the 6th inning, Morgan Hancock with a home run makes it 2-1. Hancock went 6 for 10 in the series, by the way. And then Allie Daly, 13th home run of the season, and the Coyotes win this one 3-1. Well, one of the big reasons for USD's success this year has been the play of a sophomore from Sioux Falls. Allie Daly leads the Summit League in home runs and in runs batted in. Jared Tell has more from Vermilion on what Daly is doing.
For South Dakota catcher Allie Daly, the growing pains from last season have sparked big improvements at the plate this season. The sophomore from Sioux Falls, Washington has emerged as one of the top hitters in the Summit League and says experience is the catalyst behind her improved play.
Definitely the biggest thing would be the game has slowed down a lot for me, so I'm able to see these pitchers for the second time around for Summit anyways. Coming up to bat, I'm a little more comfortable in what I'm going to do, and I know my abilities.
After going 5 for 11 with 3 home runs and 6 RBI against Kansas City this past weekend, Daly leads the league in home runs with 13 and RBI with 52. In the Summit League record books, she is currently tied for 5th for most home runs in a single season and 9th for most RBI in a single season. It's a huge jump in production for Daly, who finished last season with 5 home runs and 15 RBI. Daly's .326 average is also over 100 points better than her previous season. Coach Amy Kleiss says Daly's improvement can be traced back to one theme.
Allie's been a strong kid both years. I think it's a matter of confidence this year and just trusting that she can produce. She hit just as well in practice last year, but this year it's just a different level of mental game for her.
The foundation of Daly's work has been built in the snowy weather of South Dakota. Daly has taken advantage of every opportunity given in the off-season and weather-induced in-season indoor practices at the batting cages in the dome.
Over the fall and winter, we spent a ton of time upstairs in the dome just hitting, going in extra every day, hitting off Kleiss when she throws front pitch to us, so that's definitely helped out a lot.
Despite being at the top of the league, Kleiss says Daly's best work has yet to be seen on the diamond.
It's fun to see her start to reach her full potential, and hopefully we can keep pushing her potential all the way through her senior year so she doesn't peak now as a sophomore.
For Inside the Summit League, I'm Jared Tell.
Well, Daly and the Coyotes play at North Dakota State this weekend. We'll see if they can ruin a perfect regular season for NDSU. The Bison are 15-0 right now after a sweep of South Dakota State that included a no-hitter by Whitney Johnson. Playing inside on Gate City Field in the Fargo Dome in Fargo, and Whitney Johnson was untouchable. She allowed 1 walk, and that was it. 7 innings, 115 pitches, 13 strikeouts for Johnson. It is the second no-hitter of the season for her and the 3rd in her career. Katie Sukup drove in a couple of runs, and the Bison win on the no-hitter for Johnson 4-0 in Game 1. Game 2, the Bison would start to break out the bats a little bit in this one, and Amanda Grable, having a great season so far for NDSU, waits on that one and takes it out indoors. Home run for Grable, and the Bison off to a great start in this one. Alyssa Reyna follows up and takes that one out of the field, and the Bison win Game 2 in 5 innings. 10-1 is the final in this one. Game 3 it was. Whitney Johnson back in the pitcher's circle for North Dakota State, and that would be bad news, obviously, for South Dakota State. Here's how you get it done with Johnson again, getting it done on the mound, and then here's how you slap for North Dakota State. Brandy Enriquez down the line. She was 2 for 2 in this ball game, a double there. Jacks get out of the inning, though. Corey Seidlitz with a K to end it, and there's no score through 4 innings, but the Bison get a run in the 5th on a sacrifice fly. Watch the catch out in center by Devin Rick. Nicely done for the Jackrabbits, but Presley Glazer is going to score the first run of the ball game for North Dakota State. And then they get another home run in the 6th inning. Maritza Lopez Tortilla. That's the game winner, 2-1. North Dakota State in Game 3 of the series. They get the season sweep of South Dakota State.
Anytime we can get a victory off of well, this is a series sweep is a big thing for us. So, you know, their pitcher did a good job. We kind of knew what she might be doing, but I thought we did a pretty bad job of making adjustments. But, you know, Maritza did have a big hit in the 6th inning. Something we know for us to work on, and it's good for us to have these games too, because you just never know what's going to happen anytime. So, you know, not exactly happy how we played, but yet happy that we got the win.
Well, the Bison followed up the sweep of South Dakota State with a 3-game sweep of Oakland. NDSU has given up just 21 runs in those 15 wins. Omaha is still in second, but not eligible for the postseason. Fort Wayne is in, South Dakota is in, and then Kansas City Western and IUPUI still in the running for that 4th and final spot. When we come back, the continuing story of Oakland women's basketball coach Becky Francis.